The 2024 Denver Nuggets, in serious danger round 2, getting absolutely abused, destroyed, annihilated, and humiliated by the bigger, more physical, defensive Minnesota Timberwolves, eating all that chicken nugget for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Denver's Steph couldn't have gotten any dinner. Minnesota proven to be winners, mixed Nuggets chemistry like they beginners. Looks like there will be no repeat since the Kevin Durant Warriors, a sign of perfect balance the league desperately seeked after knocking off the Lakers in 5. Many thought the champs didn't take the first round seriously. They certainly didn't play seriously on Minnesota, falling both at home. The banged up Jamal Murray, outside of the 2-game winners, has been an all-around absolute travesty these playoffs. KCP with the ankle sprain, Reggie Jackson hurt again, lots of questions swept under the rug until team finding themselves against the ropes, GM Calvin Booth adding little to nothing, the loss of Bruce Brown, too much of a burden even with the best player in the game, number 2 option Jamal Murray playing more like 2022 Will Barton. These 2024 Nuggets don't want to be the 8th team to get swept out the postseason. Starting with the 1957 Philadelphia Warriors, led by superstars Paul Arizin and Neil Johnson, 2 superstars in the 50s, the first star scoring duo. When most casual fans think about 1950s NBA, George Mikan and the Minneapolis Lakers comes to mind, the star of Bill Russell's Dynasty Celtics, and the legendary Bob Pettit. The 6'4" Arizin averaged a career best after winning his first ring and second scoring title, finished 3rd for MVP, his 3rd All-NBA first team. Him and Johnson, the first duo to average 20 points as teammates. Shooting guard Tom Golo, the rookie standout from the title team, averaged 11, 9, and 6, called for military services the year after, an irreplaceable piece combined with the rise of the Celtics dynasty. A matchup against their rival Syracuse Nationals, Arizin goes down game 1 injured, unproductive against dominant rebounding duels of Johnny Redker and Dow Shaves. Arizin stuck around to 1962, playing second fiddle to a young Will Chamberlain. On to more recent times, but not too recent. 41 years ago, the 1982-83 Showtime Lakers, inevitably the next dynasty. 2 rings in 3 years due to small market Cleveland, horrendous decision, trading their unprotected first round pick to LA for Don Ford, an awful limited player, ended up out the league before the selection of number 1 pick James Worthy. The only time a defending champ ever drafted number 1 overall. On the side of the country, Philly, after getting beat by Magic and the Jabbar's Lakers in 2 finals on a mission all season, finished with a league best 65 wins. Added the best player Moses Malone, while Bob McAdoo missed 35 games, Mitch Kupchak out for the season with knee injury, Magic still share point guard duties with Norm Nixon. Norm felt unappreciated, egos clashed between the two, Nixon eventually sent to San Diego the following season, rookie Worthy suffered a season-ending injury in April, while McAdoo returned for the playoffs after gone for the second half of the regular season, played just half the finals games. The Sixers, Malone and Dr. J on a mission to annihilate everyone, went 8-1 postseason heading into the finals. Just like the recent Nuggets-Lakers series, LA led every game at halftime, lost 4 of the 5. These Lakers had a halftime lead each of the 4 games, but ran out of gas the final 24 minutes, lost by a 10-point margin. Magic and Norm barely shot 40%. Kareem averaged 23.5 points, inferior to prime Moses 25 and 18. Malone out-rebounding Cap 72-30. Philly outscored LA 173-130 first 3 games after halftime. Regardless if Showtime had a healthy squad, the Sixers having 4 All-Stars, Mo Cheeks and Andrew Toney, 3 defensive first-teamers, Moses Cheeks and Bobby Jones, Malone and Irving, All-NBA first-teamers, a group of hungry players seeking their first ring weren't going to be denied. 1989 Lakers, from winning back-to-back, being the first team to do so in 19 years, many talk about the weak Eastern Conference during the prime LeBron era, but the 80s West just as terrible. LA pretty much guaranteed free rides to the finals. You would think a team that constantly comes out representing the conference 8 times in the full decade, other teams would add to their rosters, but to nobody's surprise, Magic swept the entire conference, going 11-0 en route to facing the Bad Boys in a rematch. Jabbar on his last legs at age 42, the logical approach in that situation, have the team well rested, needing every ounce of energy against the 64-win Bad Boys who won 11-2 in the East. Coach Pat Riley enforced grueling practice sessions leading to injuries suffered by Magic and Brian Scott. Michael Cooper called Riley Coach Hitler. Michael Thompson said it was sadistic. Perhaps it was the basketball gods evening things out after Isaiah Thomas suffered a grueling injury previous finals, hobbled on one leg, nearly dragged his team to victory. Jabbar responded to check Hearn. It's possible Coach Pat trained the team past the point of making it Drew without getting hurt. Scott's torn hamstring forced to miss the entire season. Pistons a dominant Game 1 win. Second contest, LA's worst nightmare happened. The MVP on a mission scored 18 points, 9 assists in 29 minutes, pulled his hamstring. Dumars dominated with 33. Detroit came back winning by 3. A badly hurt Magic tried giving his all, played just 5 minutes Game 3. Too much pain, out for the series. Dumars scored 17 straight in the third quarter of his 31 total, blocked David Rivers' potential tying 3, saved the ball right after, escaping to another close win. Worthy's one-man 40-piece Game 4, no chance against the superior Pistons, officially retiring Kareem Jabbar, a bitter ending for Showtime. Both teams with a healthy roster might have won 7 games, but many still lean towards the Pistons being at their absolute peak. 1991 Detroit Pistons. What they did to Magic and Bird all those years of beating on Jordan and the inferior Bulls. Isaiah missed 34 games with wrist surgery. MJ in his absolute prime. Pippen officially became one of the best two-way players with an improved Horace Grant. Under second year Phil Jackson. Bad Boys riding high off their 2 titles, still preseason title favorites. The franchise got away with all the physicality, intimidation, and harassment. MJ hit the weight room and Scottie toughened up. Ultimately, 91 Pippen became better than anyone on Detroit, averaged 22, 8 and 5, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Jordan, being his usual self, easily swept the Bad Boys by an 11.5 point margin. With the build-up frustration amongst the teams, Rodman committed an absolute dangerous play on Pippen Game 4. Isaiah got broken so badly, couldn't keep his head up as he walked past the Bulls. Regrettable decisions, not shaking hands, ruining his legacy by not making the Dream Team, walking off the court. The more mature and composed Bulls instantly made the Bad Boys irrelevant, leading to the start of a new dynasty. 91 Bulls ended up going 50-2 in the postseason, one of the very best defensive teams all time. 2007 Miami Heat. Team was already slowing down by the time reaching the 06 finals. Shaq, being a shell of himself, got locked up by Eric Dampier and Sedana Dot. First 2 games blowouts in Dallas, trailed by as many as 13 late in the 4th before D Wade put on one of the single greatest finals carry jobs. Dallas self-destructed. O'Neal averaged fewer points those finals than Antoine Walker. Shaq's early season injuries had the Heat struggling before flipping the switch. Pat Riley took matters to his own hands, firing poor Stan Van Gundy, gave himself the chip as head coach. By 07, team elected to make little to no adjustments on the roster. Jason Williams, Juan Walker got a little worse. Gary Payton and Alonzo Mourning already in their retirement homes, still in uniform. Team got smoked by the young hungry Bulls in season opener. O'Neal missed more than half the season. Coach Riley had operations on his left hip and knee repairman, out for 7 weeks. Wade was looking like a top 5 player, averaged 29, 8 assists, over 2 steals, a block and a half in his athletic prime. But right after Riley returned, the 25-year-old suffered a dislocated shoulder injury. February in Houston, could have elected to have season-ending surgery. Out 6 weeks, returned 2 weeks before the playoffs, clearly wasn't 100%, ran into a dangerous 49-win Chicago team with new addition Ben Wallace. Due to the absolute weakness of the Eastern Conference, many still picked the Heat to get to the finals, but the firepower of Luol Deng and Ben Gordon averaged over 25 each. Wade had 5 more turnovers than rebounds for the series. Miami ran out of legs. The vets thought they could turn it up like they did the previous year, a fatal mistake. Posey and Walker was even suspended in January for being out of shape. The entire Miami team collapsed the following season, having a league worst 15-67 record, way too banged up, one of the quickest downfalls for any title team the league will ever see. 2011 Lakers. Phil Jackson, most known for his 3-peats, aiming for his 4th. Given the loaded competition out west, Kobe and Gasol had no problems going through all the 50-win teams their last 3 finals run. Only the 09 Jazz they faced won fewer than 50. team repeated by the skin of their teeth, narrowly edging out the 2010 Celtics. With Derek Fisher, a year too old, still being the starting point guard. Kobe, Lamar, and Ron Artest all in their 30s. So were newly acquired Steve Blake and Matt Barnes. While Kobe played all 82 games, had to get his knee strained multiple times throughout the 2010 playoffs, along with multiple broken torn ligaments in his fingers. Didn't practice much throughout 2011, had a difficult time grinding out the weaker Hornets round 1, beat them in 6. CP3 cooked the Lakers much of that series. Then running into a hungry, desperate Mavericks team, also won 57 games on a mission. Game 1 went down to the wire, the last excellent Kobe game of the series. Hungry Dirk never backed down, had 11 of his 28 in the fourth, drained a mirage of jumpers. Kobe missed the game winner. The Lakers absolutely gassed, no legs. After Dirk drained his signature turnaround Game 2, reacting emotionally, everyone knew the Mavs had it in the bag. Artest suspended for his elbow on JJ Barea. Phil forced to start Bynum, Gasol, and Odom at the same time. The three played a combined 2 minutes all regular season together. Miscommunication on D combined with lack of trust. Team kept leaving Dirk open for 3. Fourth quarter became the Peja Stojakovic revenge tour. 3 trays. Dallas outscored LA 32-20 in the fourth. Gasol shrank under pressure. Odom tried doing everything himself. Game 4 became a blowout massacre. Every 3 for Dallas was dropping. Bynum clothesline Barea in one of the dirtiest plays all time. Dallas went on to win one of the most improbable titles. Kobe then got surgery in Germany the offseason. The following year, LA way too old matching up with fast OKC. Franchise struggled with keeping head coaches after Phil, still a problem to this day, followed by a miserable 6-year playoff drought. Dallas Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki's one championship simply meant way more than many all-time greats hopping on the bandwagons, winning multiple titles for others. But the front office, especially Mark Cuban, needed to take matters into his own hands, looking to form his own super team, being infatuated with Nets Darren Williams, a potential CP3 signing, and the disgruntled Dwight Howard, looking to make cap space, lost JJ Barea, Deshaun Stevenson, and especially Tyson Chandler in a sign and trade to New York. Dallas' most important center in franchise history, signed old Vince Carter, and a furious, never the same Lamar Odom dealing with his massive personal problems. 136-30, the shortened lockout year, swept by OKC round 1. The young three did whatever they wanted at the rim, while Chandler won Defensive Player of the Year in New York. Cuban's game plan for the Carters and Odoms of the world was supposed to be short-term rentals in pursuit for big namers. While Dirk played like his usual self, none of his teammates averaged above 14 points in the OKC sweep. Durant hit the go-ahead game winner Game 1, Jason Terry missed the tying 3, Game 2, 2 cracks at it. Dallas didn't stand much of a chance, got outscored 35-16 the fourth quarter of Game 4. No more contending years for Dirk, despite taking massive pay cuts. The franchise only won 7 total playoff games between 2012 to 2020, becoming relevant again a decade after that 2011 ring with the superstardom of Luka Doncic. Which one of these NBA champs got swept in the most humiliating fashion? My pick goes to the 2007 Miami Heat, knocked off by the young Bulls, not even considered real title contenders. Every other former champ who got swept, with the exception of the 57 Warriors, either lost to a team who proceeded to win the title, or at least those teams reached the finals before losing, all being legit championship caliber. Will these 2024 Timberwolves become NBA champs? Your thoughts on the comments below. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see y'all next time.